Hello and welcome to Qsports. I'm Musa Juwara and thank you very much for joining us on tonight's show. Very interesting indeed because two Gambians have been shining in the Italian Serie A, especially on Sunday night. That is Musa Juwara and Musa Juwara, who has been in phenomenal goal-scoring form for Bologna in the Italian Serie A, and they sparked off something what really seems to be a spectacular performance, and we're going to discuss that on the show tonight with Ahmad Cham. And also, media practitioners took on a media challenge run on Saturday. How did it go? Well, I took part, and you will be surprised. 4 kilometers, I ran to the finish line. Also, we'll be talking about a Gambian midfielder, Baboucarr Njie, who plays for Atlanta United Reserves, about life as a footballer in the United States of America. They call it soccer, we call it football. That's the global name. All that on tonight's Qsports. Welcome and thank you if you're just joining us. This is Qsports and I am Musa Juwara. Well, you cannot find the right words to describe how so many Gambian football fans felt when they saw that boy, Musa Juwara, get onto the score sheet for what would be the equalizer against Inter Milan. Inter, of course, are not completely out of the Italian Serie A championship when it comes to winning the title, but yesterday's match against Bologna was a match that they were looking forward to winning. In fact, they were on the lead until the second half when Musa Juwara scored that equalizer, and later his big brother, Musa Juwara, scored the winner. Ahmad Cham, you watched the game. As a Gambian, how does it feel in the first place?
Yeah, I was very happy and very proud to see the two Musas in one team and both scoring to win a game. I think that is the first time we're having two Gambian players in one team and both scoring in the same game.
Well, very interesting. For Musa Juwara, let's talk about his story. This is a boy who went to Italy through the infamous and one of the most, or would I say, a journey that nobody dares to embark on when everything is right. That is through the back way, that's the phrase that is being used, that is through the Mediterranean to Italy. He arrived there in 2015 and, started playing football. Now he finds himself in Italy's top division playing for Bologna and scoring his first goal in top-tier Italian football for Bologna.
Yeah, it shows that he is a talented player. He had the skill when he was in the Gambia, and going through the back way and reaching Italy in the first place gave him the opportunity to showcase his talent again. Yeah, he was doing it in the Gambia, but he went there as a teenager and was in a position to have the opportunity to live with a family who took care of him, because as a young boy, you don't just go and live alone. He had a family and this family took care of him, and he was in a position to showcase his talent of football in a lot of competitions in Italy before Bologna took the risk of signing him and taking him into their team.
Well, he really praised the coach, and this is a quote that we are going to get from Musa Juwara himself after the game. He told Atlanta's media team that, "I really want to thank the coach for showing me that trust again against Inter. I'm really happy to score my first goal, which I want to dedicate to my family and those that have helped me on my journey. The coach deserves the praise for this win, and this is a dream for me and a day that I will remember for the rest of my life." Yeah, those are touching words.
Yeah, if you know the coach, you know he was that player, Mikhailovic. He is that player who fights for everything when he used to play football. He can play as a defensive player, that is a defender, and can play as a midfield player.
Am I too young to remember his playing days?
No, not very young. Not very young.
I just go.
He even played for Inter Milan.
He
even played for Inter Milan, and I think he did very well for the team, and their own player came back to hurt them, and I was just listening to Musa Juwara. He said the coach told them that if they score a goal, they will win the game. And they were in a position to score a goal and win the game. So you will see he put it in the players to believe in them, that even with one man down, they can still beat Inter Milan. And the turning point for me in that game came when Inter Milan had the penalty.
Which was saved?
Which was saved by the goalkeeper, which
Twice.
was missed by Martinez. And for me, that was the turning point. If they had scored the second goal, it was going to be very difficult for Bologna to come out. But they had the opportunity of scoring a second goal, they did not take it. Bologna did their substitutions, scored a second goal, and Inter Milan went one man down. And you would see even that second yellow card for Bastoni, but it was given to him because of a tackle on Musa Juwara. So you'll see, in the second half, the coach came all out with, yes, look, now we have two pacey players, one on each wing. We would allow them to, we will soak the pressure and hit them on the fast break, which they really did and did extremely well with it. And you would see when Musa Juwara had the opportunity to take the shot on target, he did not hesitate. It was in the heart of the goal. One of the most experienced defenders in their team also gave away the opportunity, and he took a shot. The goalkeeper is also experienced, touched the ball, but was not in a position to save it.
Playing against your fellow countrymen in the same team must be something special. And this is what Musa Juwara said after the win. Well, he scored the winning goal, but after Musa Juwara's equalizer, this is what Musa Juwara said. I am really happy for the other Musa, that is, of course, his brother. I always try to give him a bit of advice, and after the game, I asked him for his shirt. Because he was fantastic, and the coach has always helped me a lot in the game. Today, he threatened to sub me off, that is, to substitute me if I lost the ball again. I'm so happy to be part of this squad. That's the coach, Mihailovic, that you were earlier on talking about. We always try to do what he tells us to do. So getting the instructions right on the field of play.
They're trying to do what the coach is telling them because they believe in the coach. It is very important. If your players believe in you, if you ask, whatever you ask them to do, they will do it for you. So the players believe in their coach. And because they have the belief in him, they will always work hard. And it's important. Musa Juwara said he's happy that the coach trusts him. Now, if you trust a player, you send him into the pitch, the player will do everything for you. So trust is the key there, the key word.
That's the catchphrase.
Yeah, so because of the trust, the players will die for him.
On Saturday, we were giving a pre-match preview of this particular game. That's Inter Milan and Bologna. It's an away game for Bologna. They're in very good form. Inter is a big team, looking forward to catch up Juventus at some point, even though they are far off. Before this particular match, 8 points was the difference between Juventus and Inter Milan as far as the title chase is concerned. Looking for this particular performance from these two Gambian lads, especially for Musa Juwara, how far can he go? He's been consistently performing, at least in the last 4 games.
Yeah, I think for him it's as far as he wants to, because he has the skill, he has the speed, he has power, he has that powerful shot. You will see even before this equalizing goal, the shot he took that hit the post. That's his trademark. Anytime he plays football, he has the opportunity to take shots, he will take shots. For him, he should continue doing that. He can run with the ball, he's pacey, and he's skillful, and he has that powerful shot. He should always make good use of the shot. Anytime he has the opportunity, he should take it. For Musa Juwara, this goal is going to put a lot of expectations now on him. He was just playing like a young boy, that when the small boy is on the team, who has the opportunity to show himself. For him, this is just a start. He should look at it as, look, I have the opportunity to play in a big team. Anytime I'm given the opportunity, I will take it and take it 100%. I would make sure that the coach is always in the dilemma of saying, should I put him on?
Fantastic weekend for Gambian footballers in Italy, precisely, and even in the other parts of Europe. Omar Colley's Sampdoria won by 3-0, and also Atalanta won, of course, of Ibrahim Akoli by 1-0. So good weekend, and we'll be talking about, of course, Ali Sow, who scored fantastic.
Yeah, I think it's a good weekend generally. The only sad part of it is that Hamza Bari is injured. I think he came off yesterday, and I understand he will be out for at least 3 months.
That's too bad.
And that was probably going to be the last game for him with Hadjit Split, because it was agreed that he was going to leave the club. That's the only dark part of the weekend. Apart from that, everything went fantastically well. All the players did well. The Musas did the job for Juventus for me. And
for Bologna. Right?
Yeah, no, they did the job for Juventus.
Juventus,
they played for Bologna.
I've seen your point now.
Yeah, they did the job for Juventus.
Juventus, yeah.
Because they defeated Torino by 4 goals, and all the closest rivals lost. Lazio lost to AC Milan by 3-0, and now Inter Milan, who was also chasing the title, also lost at home. So for me,
the gap is wide open again.
It's wide open. Juventus can easily win the league with limited pressure from these two teams chasing now.
Let's talk about Ali Sow. You've shown his goals. What sort of a striker is he?
I think he's a great goal scorer. He started scoring goals in Gambia when he played for Gamtel. He played for Gamtel with Hassan Cisse, who's now playing in the German Bundesliga 2. They were all teammates in Gamtel, and they were prolific goal scorers. When they left the team, there was a time they had the problem of getting a goal scorer, and Yan Dong came into fray and also did a lot of goal scoring for Gamtel. So he's a complete goal scorer. He's not that type of player who likes the dribbling. He would want to run in the space. You put the ball in the space, he takes on the defenders and finish. And if you see, I was watching some of his goals, you will see that most of the goals he scores, he gives the through pass, head on the defender, and he tries to hit the goal. For him, last week he was player of the week in his team, and I think he's doing very well in the Slovenian league, which is very good for Gambian football, having all these players competing, playing week in, week out. Now we are not talking about players playing 15 minutes, 10. We are talking about players playing week in, week out. Playing 90 minutes, 60, 75 minutes. These are the players we have now.
So whenever the national team is about to take on any of their opponent, we expected that our players should be fit like fiddles.
Yeah, they should be fit, because when you are match fit, it shows in the game. So playing week in, week out gives you match fitness. You need to compete, and that is what we have now with these players. But still, there is somebody who has the responsibility of selecting players, and now he will have a bigger pressure because there are a lot of players playing outside, and there were players who were not in his team who are back into this team.
My guest is Baboucarr Ndiaye. Baboucarr Ndiaye is a Gambian player in the United States of America. He plays for Atlanta United's reserve team, that is in Atlanta, Georgia. And Atlanta is a team, obviously, in the United States Major League Soccer. They call it soccer, but globally, the global name is football. Baboucarr, welcome to Qsports.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
You are a footballer who left the Gambia in 2015 to join your family in the United States of America. But before you left, you played for clubs like Walidan, Real de Banjul, and you also played Nawetan. First, tell us about football in the United States of America, because there is, of course, American football, the NFL, and there is baseball, there is basketball, and there are other sports which are more popular than football, what you call soccer in the United States of America. How is football like in the US?
Yeah, I mean, compared to what I'm used to, back in Gambia, it's pretty technical like the European style, but, coming to America thinking everything is easy is more like being aware of where you are in a situation. So soccer is getting big here. It's actually pretty challenging. You can see a lot of big players here, which are very underrated, making it to the biggest leagues in Europe. You know, even Atlanta here, we had a player who was playing for us in the MLS and now got, you know, to the Premier League. It's the same goal. So a lot of Europeans are moving here. A lot of Africans are coming. So yeah, the soccer here, it's very, very good. You know, very tough.
Okay, looking at your performance, I could see that you scored 34 goals in 19 appearances, and also in 2019, you were named Southern Player of the Year, first team All Conference, and selected as the first team All American after scoring 15 goals and adding 7 goals to lead Wesleyan to the East Division title with a 12-1 conference record. That should be something very
Correct.
special as a young player who is looking up to come to the highest level in United States football.
Yeah, looking at it, that's the most exciting thing you can go through, you know, playing American soccer. The goal is to get through college, you know, make it up, and then follow the footsteps of the people that, you know, took the route of college. Same time you get in a college degree and then you chasing your dreams, you know, you got a plan A and a plan B. We've had footballers like Futi Danso that went to Wesleyan and then made it to the USL, the same league I'm playing. Ken Mansali, you know, all of them played in the same league, but now it's only three of us Gambians that are playing in the United States. And it's a chip on our shoulders that, you know, we got to keep it up and keep going, put the country's name higher.
What's going to be your target? You are already 25 years old, and I think you
Yes, sir.
still want to push up to make sure that you get to the first team of Atlanta United, and maybe possibly you even move to other MLS teams. What's the immediate feature for you?
Yeah, my next targeted goal is to just have a great season this year and then, you know, join the first team, which is the most exciting thing that can happen because Atlanta United is one of the most outstanding teams in the MLS. And there's no better place I would rather go if I want to play soccer in America than to stay in Atlanta. So that's my next goal to make it in the first team. And then, you know, the future is going to get brighter as we go on.
If you have been giving the nod or the call to the Gambia national team, are you ready for such a challenge? Because Gambia have
It will
players
be
now all over Europe and other parts of the world who are performing extremely well.
it will be really amazing. There is nothing I want more than just representing my country. You know, everything I do is just to pray that I can get the chance to represent Gambia, you know, be part of the players that are going to take the country on highest football level. At least I want to be part of that. I want to be part of a history making country. And I'm not giving up till I walk my way up, get a call up to the national team, and that's what it is.
America is a completely different environment from the Gambia. When you arrived there in 2015, how did you settle in to adapt to life in America, especially as a footballer?
Oh, that was actually tough, you know. Like the way we play football here in Gambia and the way they play here is it was different, you know. I had a combination of being physical. America, you just gotta be physical and mentally ready because we
How
just
about the
believe that,
technical
you know,
aspect of the game? Is the game technical?
it is very technical. So we just you don't realize it till you're in an environment where you just gotta settle and appreciate the people around you that are playing the way you're used to, you know, knowing the rules of football, knowing where and when to break lines, how to stand, you know. You get taught a lot in this level, so which we appreciate.
You play in a position called the midfield. Obviously, you are somebody who is the mastermind of the game. You link to the strikers, obviously, when the ball gets off from the
So,
defense. That's from the goalkeeper to the defense, because that's how modern football is played, and then to the midfielder, and then
it
the
is.
midfielder plays to the strikers. And sometimes the midfielders, especially in the defensive role, sometimes would go on to even score goals. And I could see it here, you've scored some number of goals. How do you get to that transition?
Yeah, playing as a holding midfielder, like a defensive midfielder, and then, you know, having the abilities of breaking lines, going higher up producing and scoring goals, it's a big advantage, you know. You're not just defensive minded, you both defensive and technical. So I have a high advantage than many other players that are typically just defensive minded midfielders. So I'm brave enough to just come into my teammates, produce, you know, take it on my back and give the team a goal anytime they need it.
Are there players that you look up to in the United States, maybe in the MLS, or maybe one day you would even love to play in Europe, maybe in the top 5 leagues if that is the opportunity, because Europe is where the best footballers play, of course, around the world?
Hands down, hands down. In the MLS, I look up to, you know, a couple of players. You know, there was a player that was playing in Atlanta. His name was Darlington Nagbe. I really do look up to him. His playing style, his way of life. And another player that plays for our team that plays in the same position I play, his name is Eric Remedy. I like their style of play, you know, the way they mingle, the way they handle themselves on and off the field. You know, it's a way I could just choose and then follow their footsteps and get to where I want to. But my main goal, honestly, is to have a good season, get a call up for Gambia national team, make it the first team, and then find my way to Europe.
This will be something very interesting, and we wish you all the best of luck for that dream to be fulfilled one day. But finally, in the United States, of course, there are some Gambians who are playing at the level you are. I think even in your team, there are some Gambians. How is your relation with them, and how has that shaped you as a player?
You know, that was our biggest, you know, achievement, having 3 Gambians playing in the USL, the second biggest, you know, soccer league in the United States. And we're the only Gambians playing in this level here. Not even MLS, not even USL. It's only 3 of us being represented here. And the fact that we grew up together since back in Gambia helped us really push each other, knowing that there's no way we can let ourselves go back to where we started. It's only way up now. And we got to keep pushing each other, knowing that, you know, their families, friends waiting on us to just succeed.
Babakar, thank you very much for your time coming on Qsports, and we wish you all the best of luck in your football career in the United States. I would refuse to call it soccer, hands down, even though America thought it has a lot of influence around the globe. They can choose their own name. Everyone calls it football, you call it soccer, but no problem. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
That was Babakar Njai, a midfielder who plays for Atlanta United in Atlanta, Georgia, the United States of America, but he plays for the reserves. Yet to break into the first team to make it into the MLS. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, the media challenge run. Who have participated, who were able to complete it. Please don't laugh. We worked so hard to make sure that we got to the finish line. So it always feels good when you're talking about yourself. But let's go with the break, and when we come back. Welcome back, and thank you very much if you're just joining us. This is Qsports, and I am Musa Juwara. And finally on Qsports tonight, the media challenge run. Well, lots of media practitioners were part of this run, and they were part of this run to participate and to make sure that they reach the finish line. The race started at, and that is obviously Stink Corner, and ended at the traffic light, 4 kilometers. So many people participated. But we'll bring you highlights to see. Well, QTV, 4 people participated and they all completed. As well, other media houses, there were other participants, and you will hear from the participants. Enjoy it.
This is represent us well. Represent us well.
Something like that.
Jambar again. Boy, no boy. Come on!
It's quite a great experience. I mean, as you said, I mean, this is the first time that I'm participating in such marathons. And then it's quite important that at least, you know, we've all come out as colleagues in the media, not only to unite and meet each other, but at least, you know, try to keep fit and keep healthy. And I think it's quite good. And then, you know, we have to commend those who have initiated this idea. And we're looking forward to the next edition when, you know, the number will be bigger than this. Because as you can see from my back, the turnout is quite impressive, and then it seems everyone is happy about this thing.
I am very, very prepared, as you can see. I woke up very active this morning and very much prepared to complete this run, inshallah.
I'm inspired, thank you very much, inspired. I was on my morning walk and I saw the group, so you know Vicente always has an effect on anybody. So, but it was a good experience, and I think it should be on a constant basis, that the fraternity come together, journalists come together and do an exercise. It's beautiful.
With that, we say thank you very much for watching this broadcast. Until we come your way, keep on sporting, and bye for now.